What up, what up? I'm your host, Vu Skeen, aka Fatback Jackson. Ooh, with my co-host. Ed. We good? This is the Cookout Podcast.
The world's most secure podcast.
We all feeding our face and trying to
It's
do the
so
intro
good.
and all that. Chucky got him something. Okay then.
Let's
What
hear
you
that.
thinking?
Good fish. Good fish. Good fish. I must admit.
We got Stuffy poured up on us. We about to talk about some things that she got going on. She already ate her fish real quick. She swapped down a little piece real fast.
I had to get it in me.
You said that's
Oh
all
my
you eat.
goodness.
So
Yeah, yo.
when did that change happen?
About 5-6 months ago. I ain't been eating chicken in like a year and a half.
Okay.
I think I got tired of it. You know, I was in prison. All of it's chicken.
You do red meat?
Nah, I don't eat no
No red
steak.
meat?
No. Just salmon, like just wild caught fish, salmon, catfish, all that.
Shrimp?
No shrimp. I'm allergic. I would
Oh,
be.
okay.
Listen,
Okay.
man, I'm so mad about that actually because I was eating it as a kid.
Uh-huh.
As I got older, I developed the allergy for iodine
wow.
and whatnot. So
Right.
I can't even.
And you missing it now too, cause
Man, I know it's all kind of I
because
be
niggas
seeing-
been doing some shit with shrimp.
Well, hell yeah.
I
They're
love
doing
me
all
some
kind of
shrimp.
shit.
Man, look.
They've been doing shit I don't even think is really supposed to be done with shrimp, but they doing it with shrimp.
I did some dumb
I
shit. I
love
seen a
some
shish
shrimp.
kebab about a month ago. Knew I couldn't eat it. Still tried it. I still tried it. I was sick.
What
as hell.
happened? I'm
Man,
about to say.
I got the throwing up. My body got hot. I scarfed it down. Still tried. Man, was doing shit I ain't got no business.
Was it worth it?
No, it wasn't.
I mean, some people be like, it was worth it Home Alone.
It wasn't even worth it to me, man.
Stuffy, you ain't no stranger to the cookout.
Right.
Last time we had you here, you was dropping the book.
Okay.
We know you into the poetry thing. You even done took some of the poems that you wrote and put them in the short videos.
Right.
But now you got something new jumping off. You got something new cracking off.
Right.
It's a 5 or is it 6-part documentary?
A 5-part.
Okay, so tell the people who out there in La La Land what you got going on.
I got a 5-part documentary coming out called Chronicles about the crack epidemic in the 80s. You know, just basically how it just was, how life was prior to for us. You know, like we had a lot of prominent black people, you know, like good jobs, you know, suburb living, stuff like that. And then you dump a drug in the community and you see what it does to
Right.
people, you know. And so many people write them type of people off. I know for me, like my mom, the smartest woman I know. I know I wouldn't even have the brain I got because my dad was a simple, he was a simple guy, man. You know what I mean? He was he was a good guy. He was a very intellectual guy, but he was simple. My mom is the thinker, you know what I mean? The overthinker, the this,
Wow.
the that, the perfectionist. She got the OCD. I know I got everything I got going on. I know a part of me got that from her, like a large part, you know. But she been a crackhead for 28 years, you know what I mean, too, on and off. You feel me? Like, so people will look at her or look at my background and be like, oh, she, you know, they were so quick to judge. It'd be so funny looking at the kids with the 2 parents in the household and lived on maybe on the East End when I was younger or thought that they was better than me because of their circumstances at the time. Like, it seemed like a lot of them ain't shit now.
Say that. No, I'm joking. I don't know.
No, for real though, like it's just like they caught up in a certain realm of life. You feel me? Like they don't got as much hustle up under them as me because I had to. You feel me? Versus people that didn't.
Right.
Oh, I've
You know what I
always
mean?
said that, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Get
that's
out the mud.
all it is. Like and they, you know what I mean? Some people were quick to judge your situation and talk about you and, you know, put you in a certain category when they don't even know, you know what I mean, what you got going on. You know, you can outthink them probably, you know, outrun them probably, whatever, out-rap them probably, you know what I
Right,
mean,
right.
whatever. You feel me? Like, they don't even know that until you put yourself in a room with that person, then they somewhere like, oh, man, I totally misjudged you. I get that so much, I'll be so sick of it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So,
And then I think we got to give you credit just for like I kind of got to see some of the process, you know what I mean,
Right.
by knowing you and Fredo. It wasn't like this was just something that was just dumped on. Like y'all really like strategically put this together. You know what I'm saying? I would see like I want it shot like this. I want this like this and this like this.
Exactly.
So I just want to just big you up on that because people just think they can just throw product together and just put it out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but what was some of the stuff that was it hard for you to make it, to get everybody, you know what I mean, involved?
Not really, because like as I said, my mother, you know what I mean, she very honest person about who she is, where she been, and what she do. I feel like she carry a lot of shame about it because of how she failed her children, but she don't carry shame in the fact that, and that's who I am. That's what I did. Do I want better for myself? Yes. Do I struggle? Yes. You know what I mean? Like it's hard for people to admit that. You know what I mean? Like to even say that. Like, cause so many people want to keep an image up that they so tough, or that they this, or they you know what I mean? And like she able to, you know what I mean, do that. Like, you know what I mean? This is who I am all my life. You know, I done been mad at her. I done hated her. I done loved her again. I done, you know what I mean? Don't talk to me. To, you know what I mean? I need my mama to talk to me. You feel me? Like, so like, you know what I mean? Like, so for me to like, it's just everybody go through something. It's easy for them to put this black face, this brown face, this, you know what I mean, mulatto face up and be like, oh, their shit's way more fucked up than this. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for them to do that. You know what I mean? Because she wasn't no different than somebody passed out on a perk 30 in the suburbs. You know what I mean? And not paying their damn kids no attention. You feel me?
Say that.
So, like, she just didn't have a grip. She probably didn't have the financial stability or the, you know what I mean, the family or whatever. Like, but it's still all the same. And they characterize it different, and I hate it.
What you got to say to people that you know, we got a heroin epidemic going on, opioid epidemic, and you know, I seen some people say, well, the crack people wasn't dying and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But with heroin now, these young kids is dying, kids is losing parents. What you got to say to that?
What about kids that was dying, black kids that was dying coming back from the Vietnam War in the 60s and 70s? Their faces was brown again.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't care about that. You know what I mean? Like, don't get me started. I'm going to hold Malcolm X on here. You feel me? Like, they didn't care when my grandpa was in the 60s and 70s on heroin. They didn't have a treatment facility, a damn needle drop. You know what I mean? Like, so, like, I don't care. I'm not saying I don't care about them as people, individuals, but when you put it when you characterize it as a whole, you know what I mean? Y'all did this to yourselves because y'all put yourselves in a category where, oh yeah, you got the money to come get a pill and it's okay to be a junkie because you got the money. Again, financial status is dividing everybody. Right. You feel me? Like, so you got the, okay, so they dropped the crack in the community and that's a low budget drug, you $10, $20. So now you cheap, you a cheapskate, and you looked at like you ain't shit because you can't afford a $30, $40, $50 pill or even heroin. You can afford a $10 bag of heroin, you know what I mean? But you can't afford a $30, $40 pill that a doctor that y'all didn't approve to be a doctor that prescribed. The more money he's prescribed, the more money he gets. The more popular he becomes on Big Pharma's list, the more, you know what I mean, prestigious he is. You feel me? Like, so, like, it's just, they did that to themselves. I can't feel a way about something that you bring upon yourself. Y'all thought it was fine in the 80s and the 90s. It was all good. Everybody driving Benzes. Y'all white. Y'all making subdivisions, so y'all ain't got to look at us. And you feel me? Like, so.
I think that's the funniest part about the opioid epidemic is because y'all overprescribe white people. You know, black people come in there with the same ailments, same pain, but they pain different. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, they pain different. I'm going to give you 10 of these perks or 10 of these, but a white person come in there and pain, migraine or something. I'm going to give you 30. I'm going to give you 40.
They give me shit one time. They gave me
I
wanted a perk one time when my body was down. I'm like, man, they send me home, my black ass home some ibuprofen.
Tylenol 3. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, white person go in there, they getting everything.
I wasn't going to abuse it.
And that's why they all strung out now.
Yeah.
But they think, like
And
you
I
said,
don't-
think they better because of how they got addicted.
Because they got addicted. Oh, I
you
hurt
know,
my
by a
back and they put me
prescription.
on
Right.
drugs. What about a young black boy that seen his friend's brains get blew out in front of him and didn't even have a pill to get put on because he couldn't afford it?
Right.
And now he got PTSD and got to carry a gun because he feel like somebody going to kill his ass every day.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing as going to the war and watching your friend's brains get blown out.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's the same thing.
Right.
You feel me? Like, so, like, why do y'all treat it different? Because, like I said, again, browning, you know what I mean? And everybody not like that.
Right.
You feel me? And everybody don't see that. You know what I mean? I got white friends I love. I got white friends that's been there for me way better. Sometimes they know how to keep a foundation better than black because we didn't been a flight risk all since slavery.
Right.
You feel me? Like we gotta fuck. One of us gotta go. We come back for the rest.
Right.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you don't come back for the rest. It was so bad. You know what I mean? So like I feel like in us is just that DNA just still in us. Like, you know what I mean? Let me get up out of here and let me not look back and never come back and help and never, you know what I mean? I'm at a good place. Let me just be where I'm at. You know what I mean? And that ain't a good thing.
Right.
Selfish.
Right.
Right.
And it was crazy. I remember when I jumped off the porch, man. I remember somebody
Can't stop.
when I jumped off, I just thought that like crackheads just came with money. And one time somebody was like, "Well, I got some toys," and I just thought they just came with money. I was naive. I jumped off the porch early. I'm like 14, about to be 15, and they like, I got some toys, and I'm thinking like, well, I give them my little cousins. I'm thinking they just boosted them from somewhere. You know what I mean? But they literally came with the toys. It was like November. They came with the toys wrapped up. So that told me like this was somebody's Christmas.
Right.
Your kid's
Christmas gift.
Somebody's
Or
Christmas.
somebody.
And I'm like, damn, like this shit is like.
And then like being
it's
on
fucked
one
up.
side, you don't understand that.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Right.
Yeah.
You don't understand not having your parent. You don't you don't understand not being celebrated on a birthday or a Christmas.
Right.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Somebody that come from my background would see that as a privilege. And be kind of shy even getting it because you so used to not having shit.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't even want nothing at this point. You know what I mean? And that's where the mentality changes. When you don't want nothing, you can't see nothing.
Right.
You ain't
right.
going nowhere.
Right.
You feel me? Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, that's how I did my 9 years. Ain't nobody give a fuck about me. I can't care about myself if nobody teaches me how to care about myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so then here I am out here just, boom, making dumb decisions based on just raising myself in the system. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you got to have people around you that nourish you, you know what I mean? Or it's over with. You know what I mean? In any area of your life, like, man, it's crazy.
Damn.
I don't know.
Right.
You trying to pull up? G?
Pour me up, Scotty.
It's already? It's still early.
It's not.
She had to get that food in her.
While they pouring them drinks and all that, I want to make sure if this your first time tapping in with the Cookout, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. Please make sure you like and you comment. If you stepping out this weekend and you in our area, you want to get fly, holler at our guys over at Rural Studio, 1220 Elliott Drive. And remember to stay golden. And if you tired of Spectrum and satellite raping your pockets, get over to the good folks at GTBcable.com. Every one of your movie packages, pay-per-view, cartoons, adult shit, any of that. Get over to our folks at GTB cable app. Make sure you use the code, the Cookout. That's DACOOKOUT.
That'd be
What's
the
up?
thing selling me is just them adult channels.
Well, you like, you know, she like to get nasty.
I might want them
Oh, yeah,
channels.
She like to get
She a
nasty.
freak.
She like to get nasty. Adult channels. I went on there. I ain't gonna lie. On my home, I went
Are
on
they
there.
worth it or they cheesy?
I mean, it's cool, but I mean, you got your phone. Like, you can just,
got
you
your
want to.
phone now.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm so
right
used
there,
to.
you know what I mean?
But you know what? Ain't nothing like it when the kids ain't home and you can pull that shit up on your 60-inch. It's like they in the room with you. You know what I'm saying?
Did you cut the volume up?
Hell yeah. Well, ain't no kids in the house.
You cut it up? What's Michael knock on the door?
Oh, well.
Oh, well, I'm grown.
Hey.
I'm only trying to protect my babies. Anybody else?
Right.
It'd be like they in the room. Like,
Damn.
boom, boom. Be the best ever.
That's crazy.
So also, one before you go to that real quick. I'm sorry, you about to jump on me. Seeing you been been following you. Been dealing with the houses.
Oh yeah.
What's going on with the houses?
Man, I had took after I had pushed out like 3 books in 2017. I was on my way to jail. No shame here.
About that.
Yeah, what I mean?
Unfortunately.
Yeah, I was on my way to jail. So I pushed out 3 books, and I had a house. My uncle had died. I bought his house from his daughter, and I just took the money. I put somebody in there while I was in jail, collected that money, had some money saved, and my money from my books, man, I have made a lot of money off of that first book. I probably spent $2,500 and made $25,000. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
selling books like
it's a good flip.
20 at a time, like a box of books a day. You know what I mean? So now I just been buying houses. You know what I mean? Like they in foreclosure, I try to check them out. If you know what I mean, if somebody got back taxes, I try to check them. If they abandoned, you know what I mean? I check them out, see who own them, try to see who, you know what I mean? See what they want for them, stuff like that. So I have bought a house in Hamilton from a close friend of mine for like probably 10 grand, under 10 grand. I sold it for 50 grand. I ain't even painted.
So you ain't put no work in it?
Nothing in it.
No work?
Not a dollar.
Woo!
Lord have
That's
mercy.
it.
And then I bought another one for $12,500. I put $10,500 in it, sold it for $70. You know what I mean? So like, you know what I mean? You let that money sit. Then I bought 2 more houses. You know what I mean? Like
right.
so, but my next thing is I got a couple houses in a couple good locations right now. So I'm gonna sell 1 more and keep the other 4 I have, cause everything I got by the river. You know, they crazy. They put us by the river when we came here.
Right.
You feel me? And now they want the river back. They want everything they give us. They try to take back from us. You know what I mean?
That's prime real estate.
Man, they terrible.
Because we made it that way.
But for real though, they put us in like people think like during the Great Migration. You know what I mean? If you go back on the Great Migration, so many people that couldn't deal with Jim Crow in the South, right? You know what I mean? You got people that wanted to come here because AK Steel was pumping. General Motors, Ford, stuff like that start pumping out in the 20s, 30s, and 40s. And people moving because it's still Jim Crow down there, right?
Right.
So, like, you know what I mean? They come up here, and they think they get in a better situation because they give you a little shack of a house. And, you know what I mean? In a neighborhood that's all black, though. You know what I mean? If you cross some tracks, the house is bigger. You know what I mean? Shit like that. Like, you know what I mean? If you look at the south side, they put you in the southern part of if you look at the black people, they put them in the downtown or the south side of every city, town, small town of everywhere across the northern Ohio, northern states, period.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? They still had your ass about, and then then you go across the railroad tracks, the house is bigger, the white people, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, they still had privilege over us even then. But people wanted to escape Jim Crow, so they come up here. You know what I mean? But look how successful the people that stayed in the South are compared to the people that came up here. Yeah. They trained us to be robots up here, you feel me? Like, where they got 20 acres of land down there, 50 acres of land and you know what I mean? It didn't been passed down, or they worked that land or whatever, like, so.
And we'd be like, oh, that's country. It's a country shit. But they got
man,
cows
they got listen, they living off the land for free.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's my ultimate goal. Get a cabin out in some woods on some acres, build some houses on that, and solar.
I'm trying to see how that work, because I know you like to get flies. So I'm wondering if you just gonna be out there like.
Oh no, I get filthy. I was a filthy person.
Okay,
you know, I'm still get filthy.
No, because I can kind of picture. I
still
get
get out
see
there.
you out there on some fresh shit, like out in the country though. Like,
I'm gonna be fresh if I want to be. You know what I mean? But like, you know what I mean? I'm still going clean baseboards. I'm still going to know how to, you know what I mean, milk a cow because I lived on a farm in a group home. I still know how to do that shit. You know what I mean? Like, I still know how. You know what I mean? I didn't live
hot sauce
where it was all animals.
Now look at you. Got fucking heartburn now.
It's the hot sauce. Have y'all heard of Freedom Town?
What's that?
It's a town in Georgia that these black couples just started. It's supposed to be free of all racism. Yeah, it's just all black people. Only thing that scares me about that is you putting all of us in one. You know, I'm all for it, but then I'm like, you putting us all in one place. They could just nuke one little area.
Right.
Like
But it looked like it'd be amazing. It looked like it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, that like
And they were very
You know what I
intentional.
mean?
Like they got lawyers, doctors. You know what I'm saying? Like they're starting this town with everything that people in the town will need, so they don't even have to go outside of the town to get it.
Well, why not? That's what white
Right.
people do.
But that's what we need to start doing
You know what I
every
mean?
Right.
Like if you go to Westchester, Liberty, they got everything
Hell
right
yeah.
there.
Right.
You know what I mean? You don't gotta go nowhere.
Right.
You successful enough to live in one of those areas. You know what I mean? I ain't saying you gotta have a lot of money. You know what I mean? But if you good enough to live in one of them areas, it's a strip with everything you need.
Everything
right?
you need.
And
You know what I mean?
families
But then
need
you
to
got
start
dry areas.
being intentional. Us black families need to start being intentional like white families. I had posted this on Facebook before. But you see them, oh, I'm going to groom you to be a doctor.
Yes.
And you're going to marry a lawyer.
Yes.
Because that's going to make our
Yes.
family wealth
Yes.
bigger. You know what I'm saying? We
Yes.
need to be doing
Yes.
that.
Right.
It's fine
Absolutely.
to marry for love, but you can fall in love with anybody.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
Anybody.
You supposed to marry for stability. You can grow to love.
Yes.
Right.
You know what I mean? You
Yes.
can grow to love someone. Because
Right.
you might not even be attracted to somebody.
It's unorthodox.
You know what I mean? In the beginning, but how they are, like you might see somebody beautiful with an ugly ass nigga. Or
Yes.
vice versa.
And you never
Right.
know
But
why. You never
who
know
he
why.
is up here, you know what I mean? And then here, what he brings to the table and all of that is different.
Right.
That makes you beautiful. You feel me? Like
Right.
it don't matter.
Hell
like
yeah.
Right.
you know what I mean? Like that shit, like it's good to have both.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, but like it's good to be
Right.
present on the eyes, but like who
Right.
cares? You know what I mean? When somebody making you feel good and stable,
And they get
you feel
cute.
me? Like,
They
you know what I
get
mean?
cute, too.
Yeah.
Get you. Look
They
at Jay
definitely
Z.
do. They definitely do.
Don't,
He
that's my
been
man.
cute to
Don't-
me,
don't
man.
do that.
Come on, man.
Don't do my man.
I'm
I'm
chasing
just
him. That's one of
saying.
my idols, bro.
Said he been cute to me.
He been cute to
How
me.
would your favorite artist feel about you saying something about like that about her man?
She just described her down to the T. She knew the potential. She knew what Jay-Z was going to be. She ain't giving a
Hold
damn
on,
how
though. He was
ugly
somebody
he
before
was.
she came.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then turned her into a whole nother
But
thing.
Yeah.
she saw the
About
vision.
Oh, yeah.
And he had swag. When you got money, you got swag. You can keep your face clear.
Jay-
up, 'cause
Jay
Jay is
you
a
can-
brain.
Jay lived the
Jay
whole
had a
life
whole
before
brain.
he got with
Yeah,
her. He
yeah,
lived the
yeah,
whole
good
life.
Yeah, exactly.
that.
Anything, he turned her up. You know what
Right.
I mean? She wasn't rapping and trying to talking about fucking on the trap before. Get the fuck out of here.
Maybe just growing up and becoming a woman, period.
Nah,
It could have
he
been
put
the
that-
bodyguard.
He put that Marcy Project dick in her
It
life.
could have been the
Yeah,
bodyguard.
yeah.
That's why she stayed with him, because it is that little
fuck
hood
do you
that
mean?
she wanted to be
Yeah,
around
that
a little
hood
bit.
shit. She from Texas. She know where her bread
Right.
and butter
That
at
okay,
in the
but he's
hood.
still ugly.
Bread and butter in the hood, right
Me
here.
and sis talk about it all the time.
I bet she's sexy to him. You remember she took them photos, body smacked, all that. Dude ain't got no body or nothing. She like naked out
You
there
messing
with
up
him.
our
like-
title deal. We don't get a title deal.
Right.
Because we keep it real. I don't want nothing that ain't supposed to be mine. I ain't being quiet for nothing.
Ah, you
We
crazy.
sorry, Ho. We sorry, Emery.
Right.
I'm defending
That's
you.
my
oh,
best
my God, I'm
friend.
trying to come
Beyonce
produce
is
with
like
you
my
soon.
best friend sister. She know I love her, and we used to joke and laugh about how ugly a nigga is. Goodness.
Before we forget, plug them. Let them know the YouTube page where every episode gonna be dropping at
Hey.
or the documentary.
Yeah, my YouTube is Stories of a Young Black Poet. Everything is Stories of a Young Black Poet.
Okay.
Everything. Except for my Facebook, and then that's even LinkedIn. But
Okay.
yeah, Stories of a Young Black Poet. Subscribe to that. I really wasn't on my YouTube. You know, I was doing this in the
Right.
beginning just to do
Right.
it because it was something for me to do. I like to do it. You know what I mean? Wasn't about no money, wasn't about no views, wasn't about nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I had linked up, you know, we linked up back in the day. Views was 10,000, 15,000,
Right.
12,000, 20,000 views, like, and it was crazy. I
Now
didn't
they
even
1
know.
billion.
Man,
Right.
it didn't even. I didn't even know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, other people. Like, I used to write. I write just to write. You know, I get up in the morning. I meditate. I write. You know what I mean? Like, that's my therapy. You feel me? Like, so like I said, me and her don't speak no more. But my cousin Dontia was all in my business, and my poems made me a Facebook. You feel me? Like, that's how I even got a Facebook. Like, anything. Like, I was writing for me. I don't care about you know what I mean? I need to get this about, you know what I mean? Because
Right.
I was going through a lot, you know what I mean? Like, and just so happened I could put it together and make it rhyme, or put it together like this, or put it together like that. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't for nobody. You feel me? Like, I was just trying to challenge myself to see what I can do.
Right.
Like, I went from poet, long, little, dumb poems to roses is red, violets are blue, to, you know what I mean, all this shit that I talk about now. You know what I mean?
You got to start somewhere though. You know what I mean? As long as you
but
start.
like, it just was always,
I love Roses
you
is
know.
Red, Violets is Blue poem.
Man, I wrote them on so many levels.
They just sweet, cute and sweet.
Man.
You got to start somewhere though. At least you started. You know.
Yeah, but I've been writing that shit since I was little. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't even understand what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? And didn't even understand it was a gift until somebody else told me, because I didn't even care about myself to understand what I had going on.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so, like, it be, you know what I mean? It just be crazy, man. I didn't ever even think or even, I ain't never think.
Well, now that you about to be this whole little Hollywood sensation out here, what's the love life looking like? Now that you got these little films and you stay out here in these streets every day, all fly and fresh to death.
You always asking me about my love life.
What's
Always.
going on?
That's her lane.
Yeah,
That's
that's
her
her
lane.
lane.
What's
for
going
real.
on?
You always asking me about my love life.
Looking eyes, looking eyes.
Looking,
Shout her out.
She waited on that one.
Right. Yeah.
She tried to hold
She was
on.
like, shout out.
Who?
Brianna.
Who? Is that
Brianna.
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 You ain't just making up a name, is you?
Brianna. No.
Okay.
Brianna Pendergrass.
Brianna
Son of Brian
Pendergrass.
Pendergrass.
Okay.
Okay.
There it is.
Cameras. You got cameras on
So how long
Put
has
it-
this been going on?
Put a name on it.
Oh man, that's been going on. So like I was like single like last year around this time. Always been a kind of, I don't know what I've been according to women, but I was doing a lot of shit last year around this time, and my memories coming up and it's crazy. I was everywhere. I probably should have went. I did end up going, but I probably went to urgent care. I was clowning. You feel me? Like,
Oh my
little bit
goodness! It's the
everywhere.
cookout.
Like,
It's
as
the
you should.
cookout.
I'm like, man, this is
You gotta be
crazy.
safe
Like,
out here.
Right.
whew, the
Gotta be
phone's
safe.
terrible. Like, you know what I mean? But I was messing with her too. So I had got single after a relationship I had been in for 4 years. I was single for like a year and some months. And I was single. I took advantage of it and loved every second of it. I love being single. I am not gonna cap. I do not have to sleep next to somebody every night or none of that.
And you can save
Really?
money.
Man, listen,
Save money
it ain't
too.
even about that. Like now, being with Bri, it ain't even like about the money because she got her money. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
but I love being single because sometimes when you with a partner, you know what I mean? Like, you see, you gotta pick it. Like, you got things about them you love and stuff like that, but things about them you just don't like.
Yeah.
And when
Yeah.
you're single and you got 6, 7 different women or men you dealing with, you can pick. I like this in her and this in her and that in
And
her.
you ain't gotta
her
stick
and
around for
and
what
you
you
ain't
Right.
gotta.
like.
Whenever
right.
I'm
I'll
feeling
be with
like
you all
this,
day.
I can be like this.
Right.
I feel like a nut, I'm
gone.
over here.
Yeah, I'm-
Sometimes I don't, I'm over
Right.
here.
You get an hour,
Yeah.
you get 2, 3.
Look at you, was excited.
No,
Look
I'm
at
just
you, it's
saying.
coming back
Right.
to you.
I was at one point in time, you know, I was a, yeah, don't.
I don't know how to be
Yeah.
single. It sounds amazing though.
It
Oh man,
is.
it
is.
can be if you in control of your emotions.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of us are very emotional people, and I can be too. Still female.
What's your sign? What Desi said you was? What's your sign?
I'm a Libra.
She broke down the signs to us. Like she said, Libras, they want somebody right next to them, and I know that about you. You be wanting somebody next to you all the time. Jordan does not want to be alone.
Don't play me like that.
Don't
I
want to be
love
alone.
myself.
You done told me that before. Like I just don't like being alone. I need a, you know what I mean?
But back to you and Brianna.
You need a body.
I do. I do.
Damn.
I don't know. It's not about me though.
Okay, now.
So Brianna's been in the picture, you said, for about 6 months.
No, like we was messing around last year, and I really liked her, and she was coming out of a relationship, and that was fine with me. I don't care about who you messing with. I don't care about who you mess with, who you messing with. But I mean, especially if I'm single, I don't care. It's not my job to care about who your boyfriend is or nothing. If you give me a pass or any of that, I'm gonna take the pass. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like so, especially if he's not my friend or nothing like that, I don't have to care about that.
Right.
So like last year I was real single. We were dating, you know what I mean, and we liked each other or whatever. But I was messing with a different girl, also 2 or 3 different girls. But it was like her and Brianna was neck and neck for real. You know what I mean? Like to be honest.
Oh, see, so we getting
Her
a
and
little
Bri was
insight on the
neck to neck,
competition.
you know what I mean? And I really, really was into the other girl. You know what I mean? Like, and what made me
What
made me into the other girl was she was like a Erykah Badu.
Okay.
Like,
Local.
free spirited.
You don't put a name on it?
Right.
No, I'm not. She was just some shit, like, you know what I mean? Like, and she a great person. She was real business minded. I was talking about getting these houses and all that at the time, and you know what I mean, we connected on that level. So I had, even though I knew Bri was coming out of her relationship and stuff like that, like I wasn't patient enough with Bri because I had this other girl, she was just fire. And Bri was water, you feel me?
Right.
Like, so it was like, you know what I mean? I think at that time, being single, I'm seeking fire. I want excitement. I want to burn. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, so like, I was messing with that girl, you know what I mean? And it was good. It was great, you know what I mean? But like, when I had to really, when I start putting my goals in action, you feel me? It's one thing to be talking to somebody about
it, right?
And then it's another thing to be who you gonna put it into action with.
Right.
You feel me? Like, so
say that.
So when I got to really, I'm talking to the girl I'm dating, you know what I mean? And like, she just still kind of need attention, need this. You know what I mean? A lot of things was going on with her, and it was fine because I was there for that, you feel me? But I'm trying to start a career. I'm trying to start a housing. I'm trying to film. I'm trying to really do big things, like, and I couldn't even, you how you code, you this, you that, you know what I mean? Like, and that was fine for me on a chase, you know what I mean? But when you talking about stability, you know what I mean? Like, so I dated her, and you know what I mean? Me and Bri went our separate ways. I was never, you feel me? Oh, come here and do this, or be toxic and go do this and do that. But when I figured out what I wanted to do and how I wanted to be and what I was going for or whatever, I called her and I told her, you know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like, this is what I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I want you to be with me when I'm doing that. You feel me? Like, I know you got probably things going on or whatever. I'm going to give you some time to sort that out or whatnot. And
that
I'm
was
going to be here.
respectful.
You feel me? Like, I'm going to be here when you get finished. You feel me? Like, but I'm not going to be here a long time.
But what she tell you? I ain't got nothing going on.
No. I mean, she was doing something, but she ain't give a fuck. I mean,
oh, okay.
My name is
Like,
Stuff.
I'm ready, stuff.
Okay.
I'm ready.
My name is Stuff. She was done with that shit. So
I thought she came to like,
you
look,
know what I mean?
My
I'ma
name
give you a
is
week.
Stuff.
Nah. Listen,
stuff.
like, to be quiet as kept, she was fuck. Soon as I said it, she was like, fuck. You know what I mean?
Right.
Hey.
Who she was, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and
I
I
thought
knew
you
I
was about to say
had
name.
that pull. Like, I knew I had that pull. Like, but I don't want to use that. You feel me?
Right.
You know what I mean? I want you to make your own decision for yourself. I'm not
Right.
gonna force you, control, nothing like that, because I want you to feel okay with your decision. You know what I mean? Some people be like, oh, motherfucker gotta apply pressure. You feel me? I believe in that, but it's how you do this shit.
Right.
See, I thought you did. Because usually it'd be like the light skinned cats like my homie Chucky.
Oh
They
my
the ones that I'm gonna
God.
give you time. But us dark skinned.
See
You
what's
know what I'm
going
saying?
on over here.
I
Bitch,
don't
you
know what
gonna
Fredo in
act- not
between,
bitch,
so
but-
I don't really know how he played. But I know the dark.
Right
skin.
about
I know
my
me,
complexion, man.
I'm like
I
this.
feel like you throwing a little shade. Now.
That's what you
Right.
do.
I'm like, I'm put my foot. I put
Yeah,
my,
me
I put
too.
my Mac down.
Listen.
Put my Mac
The
down.
blacker the berry. The blacker the berry, brother. The blacker the berry,
Right
brother.
now.
Yeah, but for real though, because like a person you give people that type of leverage, they will play with you.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they know how you feel, and then they like, oh, I got this over here.
Right.
I'm benefiting this from over here.
Right.
But this person desperate, they willing to do this over here. Let me play both
Same-
situations.
Right.
That's the same
You
thing
know what
with
I mean?
y'all. Look how y'all play with me, man.
Shut
It's
the
that
fuck up.
light skin shit, man.
Shut the
Y'all
fuck
be
up.
ain't
playing
even
with
light
that back,
skin.
man.
Hey,
Right.
thank you.
Nah, I put her in the
Thank
category.
you.
She do light skin
He
shit
not
now.
light skin.
He
Thank
not.
you.
He not
He
light
dark
skin.
skinned.
Stop playing.
Mocha latte.
She do
caramel.
light skin shit.
Come on now.
She do light
Light skin
shit.
is vanilla bean shit. That's
But
vanilla
she
bean
do-
shit. This is mocha latte caramel. Okay?
Facts.
Thank
Facts,
you.
facts.
Thank you. Don't do me.
She on
What?
your team or?
What?
No, I'm
Where's your
Hey,
not.
I ain't throwing no
Oh, yeah.
shade, brother, because I feel like with all this, you was definitely a field nigga. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, so, like, I ain't.
No, he is not with that red hair.
Oh, look, they
Here we go.
Come on now.
Here we go.
We not saying black woman is not what? God? She does
Right.
not create what?
I'm
Everything.
saying he
Right.
is. He is.
Red
He
hair,
is.
blue
Oh,
eye,
of
baby.
course. But I'm saying
Come
he
on
is in the
now.
house. He is in the house.
Stop it.
He is in the house.
You in the house
He, in
too.
the house. He might be in the
He's
house,
in
but
the
he's
house.
sneaking shit out because
Exactly.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like, so it don't matter. You know?
Exactly.
He don't got good hair.
Don't hate on me.
He don't got no good hair.
Hate
he not
on
gonna
me.
last.
Okay, yeah, so
Like,
he
it's
might
over.
not be.
Don't
he
hate
might,
on
he
me.
might
Yeah,
have
he
two black
definitely
parents.
like, man,
I done
fuck y'all.
started
I'm
some
gonna
shit
take this.
now.
Right.
No. One
I'm
of them
living
was
good.
Irish.
I done started some shit.
Yes, you did.
But back
Colorism
to, back
at
to,
the cookout.
Back to Stuffy. How y'all dropping it? Y'all is one a week, or y'all gonna one
we
and
gonna
then
drop one every Friday for the next. We got 4 more weeks, so
Okay.
one this week and then 3 more weeks after.
Okay.
3 more weeks after. We plan on shooting live. I think Fredo want to go live on. I'm with whatever you want to do.
All right.
What's your next chronicle?
What's my next chronicle?
Retired Hoe Chronicles.
Listen,
Tired.
I got so many things. Like I just wrote. I'm actually. So what's up with you though? Let's talk about you.
No.
Yeah, let's talk about you for 1 second.
Dun.
Yeah, done.
Bring the
I hate
question.
the
So
Your
about
ass.
last year,
Your ass.
so about last year, me and Jordan talking a lot, right? You know what I mean? And Jordan is
She do a lot
me
of
and
talking.
Jordan, like you know what I mean, we talk on a different level. She able to tap into my brain on a different level of other people because she a very educational person, like you know what I mean, informative, educational. You know what I mean? She's lazy. You know what I mean? But we not gonna talk about that right now. So boom, we talk about a TV show because I got a
Don't
cartoon.
say it out loud.
Shut up. I got a cartoon. You know what I mean? That I kind of dreamed up from talking to her, right? Then I started on. I got a TV show with witches in it. I was talking, me and her talking about witches, right? So we talking about how they hung a whole bunch of women back in the day, and if, you know what I mean? They used to cut their heads off. They hung them. They put them in jail because it was black women performing like voodoo, like natural herbs and you know healing remedies and stuff like that. And they really killed a whole like city full of people, like a state full of like they thought they was witches. They even had a witch judge. You feel me? So me and her talking about this, right? So I start writing on it. I'm about 6 episodes in. She ain't even called me back.
Got ghost.
You better be glad this is the most secure podcast and you putting me out here like that.
I was calling her.
I can't
about
even
it.
say why.
She
though.
can't. Yeah, she don't have an excuse.
I can say I have an excuse.
Facts.
Jordan.
Like probably you had an excuse.
I tell Jordan all the time. The only thing
One.
that's holding her back is her.
Herself.
Yep.
So, I told Vu last
Yeah.
week with my why I was a little hesitant though. But in
So
all,
I got this show about 3 black witches, right? Placed in the same place, the same town, and all of that. These things happened in, or whatever, where they killed them. One of the witches kind of like, she speak in tongues. She give you teas. She give you herbs and all that. They feel like the government trying to get her because you know what I mean. She healing cancer.
Right.
She healing
Healer,
lupus.
right.
She a healer. You know what I mean. So she healing shit. You know what I mean? Then I got this other witch who her dreams are true. You know what I mean? So if she have a dream about you, she able to tell you, you know what I mean, what's going to happen and, you know what I mean, or what she's seeing, and then it comes to pass. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so I got probably about 4.5 episodes because I've been having to bring other characters in to make it a whole story. You know what I mean? But I got that in case you want to, you feel me? Come in on that. Feel me?
Talk shit now, nigga. Talk shit now.
you know what?
Talk shit now.
No, I appreciate. All I can say
I don't
is
hear
I
nothing.
love you and I appreciate.
Off camera. Off.
She
oh,
love
wait.
me though. I know she love me
Yeah,
though.
When we get done-
I can pull up and bang at her
Sometimes
door
too
and be
much
like,
though.
I-
Sometimes I love you too much.
it's okay though,
We
baby. I
get-
love you that much.
Well, we can figure this out once.
Right.
Once
We gotta
once get
figure
off
it
the-
out.
once we
Like,
get
man,
this
I got an all black cartoon we can
Right.
do. Remember, I was hollering
Yeah,
at you about
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I just couldn't find nobody to animate it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I want to do something where it's sex on the screen. A HBO, a movie, a show we can.
What you mean? Hold on.
market
What you
to,
mean?
like
Sex on the
HBO
screen.
stars,
She's nasty like that.
Showtime.
What you mean? Like a real sex?
Yeah, like no, like I want to do a show where we got titties and we doing it
Oh,
on the
okay. You
screen.
just talking about.
A Star show, HBO.
She just talking about like a
Showtime.
show, and then they have sex
Netflix,
scenes and
yes.
stuff like that. Okay, I
But
see
it's
what you're saying.
real, not
I
none
see
of
what you're
that.
saying.
What you mean, like really fucking?
But we got series. We got a series.
Look at them freaking
I will
looking for
incorporate
getting
some sex
busy.
scenes.
Yeah.
But you know them sex scenes be fake though. We gonna be real
No,
fucking
it's
on
real.
my shit.
It's real.
I'm
You gotta
paying
be
motherfuckers.
real.
They fucking for a bottle anyway and a blunt. You know what I mean? We might as well pay them to fuck for real.
Y'all about to get us, y'all about to get us
man.
kicked off the air.
No,
Oh man.
Yeah, edit that, Fredo.
No, that's how wrong.
not
It's the world's most
porn.
secure
It's
podcast.
We
tasteful.
secure though. We
Damn,
secure.
my
The
bad.
world's most
Tasteful.
secure.
I ain't trying to be unprofessional.
But Stuffy, we thank you for coming through. You know, you family, so you can come through the cookout anytime. When you got something
Anytime.
new jumping off. and we gonna plug it. And I know you gonna keep doing dope things. You got Fredo behind the camera, good guy. And sky's the limit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We gotta tap into. I'm about to call all y'all on for this too. This next one, we getting into these softer drugs, X, powder, even the heroin. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna flip it. I'm gonna talk about it right now, but I'm gonna talk about it in the 50s and 60s too.
Okay.
And the difference and how it's a, you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? So like we gonna get into that like next, right after this. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna try to have some coming.
Addiction to marijuana.
Oh no, I know that too.
Yeah, definitely.
We was talking about the soft drugs out there.
Yes.
Yeah, anything. Yeah.
Fucking for marijuana.
Food.
Fucking for weed. This.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody can pull up with this right now. Somebody gone.
Right.
And that's a sad situation.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like just for the experience of having a good time, people be so lost. You know
That
what
bottle,
I mean?
that bottle, what, $35?
$40.
$40
there.
Yeah.
See, that's where y'all be getting that $40 amount from. Y'all be equating
I'll be
it to a
buying
bottle.
it from the niggas. They put their $10 tax, $35, $40. You feel me? But it's just like that's a sad situation.
Right.
You feel me? Like it shouldn't even be like that. You know what I mean?
Damn.
So Jordan, before we close, hold on. Let's get her on here. Are you gonna come in on this?
Yes, I'm coming in.
All right.
I'm
You
coming
heard it
in
here,
right
folks.
now.
Everybody hear this shit, right?
Right now.
Fredo, you hear this shit? All right,
I'm
thank
in
you.
it
You
to
heard
win
it.
it.
Say it with your chest,
I
Jordan.
just need you to
I'm in it
All right.
to win it.
I'm your host, Vuskeen, a.k.a. Fatback Jackson, with my co-host.
Jordan Lee, F it is just me,
And this is the Cookout Podcast.
the world's most secure podcast.
We out.
Bye.